Welcome back to MathewsBallistics. Today I'm excited. I finally found a 454 rifle to go with my revolver. I've been looking for one for almost 2 years, and what I ended up running across was this. This is a Rossi Puma. Well, LSI, Legacy Sports International, gave it the name of the Puma. It's actually made by Rossi out of Brazil. They're getting really hard to find. This is the 16-inch carbine model. It's not the long with the extra 4 inches. It's not the 20-inch rifle model, but it is the 16-inch. It hasn't been shot all that much. There's very little wear on the block and everything, and the bolt. It's I figure it's made somewhere around 2003 to 2006, based on the fact that it was imported to Nevada when LSI was in Nevada. So developed up some new rounds. Kind of been wanting to work on this project because I've got some 255 grain 45 caliber bullets. And I haven't gotten to chronograph any yet. I loaded some before with 36 grains of powder because on Hoshin's reloading manual they recommended 36 grains of powder with a 260 grain bullet. These are about 5 grains lighter, so I went with the same charge. But knowing that I'm going to shoot it out of this rifle and that increased length and barrel increases velocity dramatically, I went with 35 grains of powder, back the charge down just a little bit. So we're going to chronograph them through the revolver, and we're going to chronograph them through the rifle, compare the differences, and from there we'll be able to calculate energy output. I'm hoping for about 1900 to 1950 feet per second out of the revolver. Maybe if we get lucky we'll hit 2000. And out of the rifle I'm hoping for around 2200 feet per second, maybe closer to 2300 feet per second. And if the cases hold up well, I know in the rifle it's not a fully supported chamber like it is in the revolver, and so the back part of the case back here tends to swell because the chamber actually only supports it to about here. So the back part of the case is not supported, not surrounded in the chamber, so a lot of the pressure from the round gets captured back here. Just the pressure gets more or less released back here, and the case will swell at the bottom, and hopefully it's not too much of a charge and it doesn't crack the cases, because these are brand new Starline cases. These have not been fired. They're not reloads. These are you know, fresh loaded, brand new rounds that I made. So I've got them on 35 grains of H110 powder with a small rifle primer of CCI 400, and I weighed each bullet in each one. They ended up weighing just under an average of 257 grains, which is a little heavier than what they were supposed to weigh. So we're going to see what kind of velocities we get out of them, and then we'll calculate how much power they're actually making. And hopefully they don't go through my steel backstop. I know when I shot some hard cast rounds out of this recently, it was putting some serious dents in that 5/8 inch thick steel backstop. So I'm thinking maybe a smaller, lighter, much faster bullet might actually penetrate it, because that's what beats armor. Speed beats armor. Heavy, slow hit, hard hitting round like a 45-70 is not going to penetrate as well as a really light, like, rifle round, say like a Full Metal Jacket out of a 223 or something, going over 3000 feet per second. They're going to penetrate a lot better through hard targets than slower, heavier rounds. So with this being lighter than those 330 grain hard cast by 80 grains or so, and probably going another 300 or 400 feet per second faster, that could mean that they're going to go through that steel target, or the steel backstop. But we are going to find out here in just a little while. Alright, so we're out here. I'm going to test these full metal jacket rounds that I have developed as of last night. The rounds numbered 1, 3, and 5 I'm going to test from the handgun, and then 2, 4, and 6 I'm going to test out of the rifle, and we'll compare the velocities from there. I'm also going to check for crimp jump, shooting these through the revolver. Crimp jump is where the recoil actually pulls the bullet from the case of the next round, and we don't want that to happen, so we got to check for that and make sure that I put enough crimp on the bullets. So 35 grains of H110 powder, 255 grain bullet, full metal jacket. (1,757 feet per second). That one said error. That one also said error. So we got one that actually read at 1,757. No split cases, so we're going to go to the rifle and see if we can get better reading. Now I've got the Rossi Puma 16-inch barrel 454 Casull lever action. And I'm going to go ahead and load it with the last 3 rounds. I think maybe I'm getting an error. It could either be from the cloud cover, or it could be because I'm standing too close to the chronograph. So I'm going to back up just a little bit and see if we can get a better reading. (2,117 feet per second). (2,139 feet per second). 2,130 feet per second. Those are some hot little rounds. This thing kicks pretty dang hard with those. I'm pretty happy with it. I may adjust and might go up just a little bit with the powder. These brand new cases that aren't reloads they look fine. They actually have very, very little bulging at the base of the case, so they're not anywhere close to overpressuring, and I think I can go up just a little bit more, maybe go to 35.5 grains and test again. But I'm pretty happy with that. They're actually really consistent. I'm going to go check the target and see if any of the rounds actually went through it. There were no signs of penetrating through our steel backstop, so that's good. At least it's holding up for now. They are some very serious dents in it though, like none that, I mean, they're just way, way bigger and way deeper than anything my handgun was actually creating. So that extra, 300-400 feet per second, like we got out of this, which was what I was expecting, is creating a lot more force downrange. So I am probably going to go up just a little bit in powder and just call it good. Go up another half grain or so, go to 35.5 grains, and just use that for a good all-around, just hard hitting charge. Not too much for the rifle to handle. The revolvers are built way stronger than lever action. With the lever action, you're limited on how much pressure they can actually withstand without tearing them up. And a 454 Casull is a very, very high pressure round. It's the highest pressure handgun round there is on the market. I believe that the 460 comes in second, right behind it at 63,000 psi maximum pressure, where the 454 Casull is at 65,000 psi maximum. And I believe the 500 Smith & Wesson is up there too. It's about 60 to 63,000 pounds. So when you think about that versus like a 45-70 that's like 38,000, 40,000 pounds, or a 44 Magnum that's about 30,000 pounds or so. It's a huge jump in pressure, huge jump in pressure, more than double. That round was really consistent for me, especially out of this gun. The variance in feet per second was only like 15 feet per second or so, or 20 feet per second. So that's really nice. That's not bad. If I started to get like a 50 or 60 foot per second difference, then I'd be worried, and I would be really wanting to change my charge up, and actually wanting to change probably bullet seating depth and all that. But for now, I think I'm just going to stick with that charge. Maybe go up just a half grain, like I said. And hey, we're back inside, and we're going to go ahead and calculate up the energy outputs for those rounds. We got for the one pistol round that recorded, we got 1,757 feet per second. That come out to 1,761 foot-pounds. And then for the 3 rifle rounds, we got a 2117, a 2139, and a 2130 foot per second round. And the respective energy output for each one of those was 2,557, 2,610, and 2,589. So we got basically right around 400 feet per second faster through the rifle barrel than we did the pistol barrel, and we got roughly another 850 to 900 foot-pounds more energy. So it just compiles. The little bit faster equals a lot more energy, and that's just how it goes with ballistics, which is pretty cool. I think I am going to increase the charge just a little bit. I want to get that pistol round up to at least 1,800 feet per second, and the rifle round probably I'm going to try to get it to 2,200 feet per second, which, if I calculate that out, say we get 1825 out of the pistol as an average, that'll give us almost exactly 1,900 foot-pounds of energy, which would be great. And then if we get 2,200 from the rifle, that'll give us 2,761 foot-pounds. So another 860 foot-pounds more than the pistol, which is a lot. That is a huge difference in energy output. And you can see the results of that on the target. I didn't actually take any still shots or record that, but the dents that it's putting in the target out of the rifle versus the pistol are significantly larger and deeper into the steel. So that's about it for today. I'm working on develop a few more rounds up to test, and then probably going to just stick with that. I'm either going to go to 35.5 grains or 36 grains like Casull recommended for their loads. Their load was a 36 grains of powder with a 260 grain bullet. The one we're using is a little lighter than that. It's supposed to be 255 grains, but they're averaging right at 257, which is fine. And they're saying for 36 grains of powder out of the test revolver they used, which I'm sure was a Freedom Arms and probably had an 8 3/4 inch barrel, it come out to around 1,900, I think 1,900, maybe 1,950 feet per second. So if I can get 1825 or so out of a 6.5 inch barrel, and then 2,200 or so, maybe a little bit more out of the 16 inch barrel, I'll be really happy with it. And I think that would be just a good all-around load, and it'll be great for any distance planking rounds. Be great to take to the gun range and shoot some metal gongs out there at, 200 yards or so, maybe even attempt to hit some 300-yard ones. Other than that, that's where I'm at for now on this, developing loads for this new rifle I've got, and even for my handgun, because you don't really find any store-bought 454 full metal jacket rounds, so if you're gonna have full metal jackets for it, you basically have to make them yourself. So that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if there's anything you guys would like to see in a future video, let me know in the comments, and stay safe out there. The weather's been crazy here in Arkansas lately, so y'all have a good one. It's been Matthews Ballistics.